Natanz and Isfahan. President Trump telling our John Carl just a short time ago that the mission was a tremendous success. ABC News has learned U.S. B-2 bombers were used. It remains unclear at this hour if those massive 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs were actually used during this operation. Perhaps he'll make that clearer when he speaks to the nation just a few moments from now. We do know that U.S. military aircraft flew from bases in the United States to Iran, and the president says all of those bombers are now safely on their way home. We're also learning tonight that President Trump spoke to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu before the strikes, and the U.S. did give a heads up to Israel before the attacks. We also know President Trump meeting earlier today with his national security team at the White House immediately before announcing the U.S. strikes. He has long promised not to allow Iran to develop a nuclear weapon. All of this, of course, comes after more than a week of strikes on Iran by Israeli forces. Iran firing back, striking Tel Aviv and other locations inside Israel. And Iran had pledged to retaliate if the U.S. joined the attacks. The U.S. has been surging forces to the region with an additional aircraft carrier strike group arriving in the region this weekend. Of course, the breaking news tonight, the U.S. striking Iran, several nuclear sites inside Iran. The president calling it a tremendous success on the phone with our John Carl a short time ago. And as we look at the microphone there, we wait for the president to address the nation. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, outside the White House tonight. And Mary, the president said he would give Iran 2 weeks. It turned out to be 2 days.
Yeah, David, quite a remarkable turn of events here in just 48 hours. The White House had told us just on Thursday that the president thought that he would have 2 weeks to make this decision. Here comes the president.
Again, meeting with his national security team earlier today at the White House. Let's listen to the president.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before, and we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done, and most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
President Trump there at the White House, Vice President